gentlemen, welcome back. We are here for more action, and obviously this is your final day. This is final 14 actually to this final Sunday of action. Obviously drive it with me and guys, all of the action out the day from having our obviously look at lobby put together. But now, folks, are pretty excited. I'm excited to see what ends up coming as we're going to be starting off with Sicario family up against We've Been. It's going to be the first match that you guys have on your bracket semifinals. Nation match out at bracket finals to final strike bracket finals match happening following the Sicario family losers bracket semifinals match. But enough of structure there and how today matches are going to follow suit. Let's get you guys sorted with these two Sicario family. So here are the teams we have for that one. I have Sicario family. That's a team we've seen already on stream times already. That's by I Miss My Shots, Bud and Desim are theirs. Bud subbed in shots and but I feel like the strongest rank by and I Miss My Shots, or that's my hot take on it. And now looking over at We've Been, they have Jumpa, Craze, Profit, Fantasy, Jet Ski, and Dice. So I wonder how they're going to be able to perform today, as this is their first time on stream. They've had an opportunity to follow this the other day, but I'm getting there that one. But they did come off of a very strong match win last night, I believe, against ADS Gaming. So strong amounts of confidence coming out of them. Sicario family had to take down a team they had already powered in the bracket, down Primal bracket match yesterday as well to get to this against both the teams coming off of a positive, coming off of a gonna be interesting top here. Having time and time again out the far map that cool. Now let's look at our maps. Well, have on the board, the map is going to be Raid Hardpoint. Start things off, we're going to have Moscow search right through second, Raid Control again, Raid, Garrison, Hardpoint, and then Raid to finish off and get raids. It's not maps like they've this time it is raids out, and I've got to say I think that this draft is one that looks pretty good for Sicario. If you are a Sicario gaming fan or Sicario fan of the Casa de Mafia, or a fan of them, looking pretty happy with things drafted out. A lot of rate long on rate out matches that so I'm now for Grieve. I'm not quite sure what maps they had won on in their matches prior to this spot against Sicario, so I don't have much in them and capable of on these maps, but it'd be important to me, I would assume, to see them take away raids that have looked butter map for out of Sicario. So try to take off the board. and just to cause a bit of concern, maybe. Now, as we are moving away from the info from maps and modes, let's take a look at our bracket as well and how things progress to this point. Add about how many teams? 10, 12, 16. Start off the bracket, folks. Bracket round 1, and we are all the way to 4 here. We had Lockout Gaming. They got a win in winners. They ended up losing Mario Family, who ended up being the winners bracket all the way to round 3, where they lost Final Strike. Alex East took a tough turn with Final Strike in the winners bracket. They then bounced back in game against Ocean, dropped to Primal East. That loser's bracket with a lot of hunger, a lot of heroic out of some of the players as they were trying to push so far, so make some bracket run off of their loss in the bracket. They ultimately get devoured. Family that hit that same wall. Second time's the get it done. And I guess at that point, and then you look over at another team at top 4. They have win in the winners bracket round 1. They take a forfeit loss to Flawless. Then they drop down and take a run. HD, Flash, saw take on Onzo, Edix. Then they take down ADS Gaming, which is the big shocker. Are the two talking about bracket? We've been taking down ADS Gaming. I feel like that victory there, to me, is, if that's indicative or that doesn't, to me, spell some sort of special amount of success, or at least talk to me and talk to you guys about the fact that Gleaven being, they're a strong team. I don't know what will. They took down ADS Gaming. That's a really strong opponent in comparison to the Sicario family have taken down. Best team that Sicario has taken down is Primal East, and they took those guys down pretty easily in both meetings. I'm not quite sure. Sicario family, they do also have, from what my understanding, they have the lead maps lost in, and you know, off of a 3-game win. A lot of cards good for and how they get played, and just ultimately top in this matchup at lower bracket, and obviously upper bracket just Flawless and Final Strike going across there. Have to take apart from Final Strike situation with Alex round 2. That's the only I kind of question. Bracket final, that winners bracket round match. We are here. I can continue to question it, but done is done. Have in front of us is Final Strike versus Flawless, and that's going to be a mean matchup after this. But I'm going to have to get ready and get onto the lobby, folks. Players, and get you guys set up for the actual match and get you guys the gameplay. There with that, guys, that commentary. To a and get the action started for your final day of playoffs here. League, your host. and gentlemen, welcome back. We are here. The action is ready and underway between the two teams here. Beams in the pink on the left, and in the yellow, it's going to be Sicario family. We got Blame, I Miss My Shots, Solidify, and Aldo. That foursome I was talking about as being the best foursome for this Sicario family thus far. I've seen this playoffs. They're going to be who starts on the day today. And oh Lord, Solidify. It's not good to let this man get hot, because once he gets hot, he absolutely bakes the other team. And he's going to continue to do so. He is on 5 in a row, playing this Rock to perfection. Looking like Rock Lee right now, with the way he's just beating up on those players with this Krieg. Oh Lord. I Miss My Shots coming in here, looking to hold with this Rig and his teammate, and Aldo to the left will be able to find 1 kill, make that 2 for Aldo. Craze will take 1 down from the front door. Will he be able to find Blame? His shots are good, as Blame's were shaky. And now Craze trying to enter on this hill with a teammate. He's gonna hop around, not gonna find anybody just yet, but Fantasy in the front door knocks on it and knocks over a player. Craze trying to make an entry from Money, and he's going to be absolutely money with that shot and with that kill. Profit coming in from the side as well. Craze still alive, taking down trophies and players, looking to try it and get a trophy. But when this day is done, if he can keep his team alive through the losers bracket into that grand finals. Number 1, Jumpa, working with number 4 in Profit next to him. Try to hold the line here, but number 8 and Aldo gonna look to try to catch anybody on the rotation. Fantasy will get fried over by the ring. And now Aldo playing that Rock we saw Solidify enjoy living by. He is gonna drop now. Will he spawn out, or will he spawn with his teammates? It will be a spawn out, because he died before that next hill could pop on up. And Solidify, will you find 2? He doesn't. It's all up to I Miss My Shots. They know his whereabouts, and he has been taken off of the map now. Aldo, furthest pushed up player, will drop in Zig. Solidify gonna have some assistance just for a moment before he pushes up. That nade not gonna be good in his hands there, but Craze gonna be good with the sub in his hands as he finds a 2-piece. Will he find another one? Aldo is spotted. Aldo taking down his own teammate right there. That's got to be a little bit of a crucial moment maybe on this push up. Craze gonna make these players in Blame and Solidify back the hell up. This is a full 60 we're seeing Beans get off of this hill, and well, they're going to see themselves past the 100-point mark in this game, already going into P number 4. The rotation's looking good for Sicario, which it should, because of the fact that they didn't get any time off of that last hill. They should be using up this time to prep and set up for the next hill, and they will have Aldo on it to grab that early time. Now, it looks like there will be a split up play and push coming through. It's going to be Profit and number 1 and Jump Up making their ways into Kitchen. Solidify will find 1. Will Solidify find the other? It is Fantasy looking to take him down. He does take him down with the hip fire. That's good right there. And in the back, grabbing spawns is going to be Craze and some others. Blame will drop to Fantasy, but not until after he gets the kill onto Craze, as a little bit of a consolation prize comes through for him. It's the point, though, that goes over to the boys in pink. Fantasy sitting on the hill, soaking it up with this AR, also taking on some gunshots and some gunfights at long range. Miss My Shots with a massive moment right here to really hold the line and provide a lot of resistance for any players trying to push on through towards this courtyard. Trying to give his team some supremacy here. Blame soaking up that time in the middle of courtyard. We've seen Aldo and Blame both have phenomenal courtyard P5 plays made in this hard point on this hill. Let's see if we see another one. Profit's pistol shots are not going to be able to hit their mark as Blame escapes with just a sliver of health, but Jumpa will be able to drop him off at the daycare right there. Jumpa's jump shot is tight and it's on top of its form, but this hill is going to go pink now as the pink players were able to break it right there with really strong gunfights and plays around that one. Sicario family, though, they're poised and getting positioned to give up the rest of this time to Beans and just set up for the next hill. As I Miss My Shots, it's a dinger of a shot and it's a dinger of a kill over to the player up top, open steps. Fantasy looking to maybe attack. You know, when I go mid, I like to play in that position. That one later, as Aldo finds one in the back, finds two, back laundry folds them like a towel at the beach, and there you go. That's a full kill and team wipe coming through for Sicario family, as they're able to find some time to get comfortably set up around this hill and enjoy soaking up some of that time like sponges in the sink. Solidify looking to tag and take down Craze. The shots are good through the white van. Looking like a predator on the map is solidified. Jumpa gonna find 3 big kills mid-map with this AR. Can he find Blame as well? His teammate will take him down instead. No worries, mate. I got this one for you. Gray's gonna continue to go off over by Ring, but now it looks like Jump is gonna slide on in for this remaining time. This is 160 plus points for Green Beans, and will Sicario family, they did get past the 100-point mark. They are in the bad spot here, rotating towards this kitchen hill, where Gweave Beans, they do have their foot on it first. Fantasy watching these players on the back push. He's gonna get flashed out, so he misses his opportunity to take some of those guys down. Miss my shots is gonna be tagged up heavily, and now coming from the side, a different angle is Blame. Miss my shots. Can he take down Profit? He will profit from that kill and hopefully help his team get into the hill to do so. Now Profit, can it be found in money as well? We see one player, that's Jumpa, counting the stacks right here and waiting and biding his time for his team to come in to help, but Aldo will just aggress him and big dick swing and challenge the player inside of money. Aldo, 20 seconds remaining for his team to grab this time. There is a player that has spawned out behind him. Will he be ready for that player? It looks like that player is not going to be even interested in the slightest in trying to deal with him. Craze does find one big kill there. Craze, will you get dropped as well? He does. Now he's going to hold the cam and hopefully get that spawn that's good for his team. It's not going to be good. It's going to be 4 versus 3 over by this point, but Profit shuts down one. Will he be able to shut down 2? Aldo drops him as he gets caught on the weights, and it's Fantasy all alone in the open in the garage, and he gets under that spotlight and he gets absolutely fried to pieces, to bits. Number 1, Jumpa trying to aggress through and win some gunfights, ambitious gunfights over by Driveway. Doesn't get those to go his way. Craze coming through Zig will drop to Solidify, who's watching that angle perfectly. The timing is good for him. Jumpa's pistols, the Glocky from the Pocky is good for a nice kill onto I missed my shot. But this hill, it was money for Gweave Beans in the last rotation of hills. This time around, it's Sicario family that's using this one to the fullest, and they're looking to try to take their first ever lead in this hard point off of it as well, just narrowly, just slimly, as there's no fight for this scrap time on this hill. Instead, it's going to be just the rotation that Gweave Beans is concerning themselves with, and there you go. That's the first lead for Sicario family. It's a flimsy one. It should disintegrate in just a moment as we see that next hill pop on open, and there you go. We're going to get past 200 for Gweave Beans. The map can still be won as well off of this hill, so we're gonna need to see Sicario flip this one around in quick order, in quick fashion, as Profit's trying to hold a line at the back here and spawn. Craze, will he drop? He will. Profit getting crazy in the mix over there as well. Jumpa, last player on the hill. Actually, there's 2. It's Fantasy and Craze that are in Jumpa that are going to try to hold this line. It's last is Jumpa. He's hidden inside of the plant here, inside of this little hut, this shack. Now Craze in a big gunfight right here over by the shack, but Blame will win 2. Will he get the 3rd player? No, he tags him up. Solidify is able to take him down. That's a nice 3-piece we see, or a 5 streak we see Blame on right now, and this is the team trying to battle through to try to keep close. Nice long-range kills will take Fantasy off of the map for the moment. He's going to cause him to spawn out over by the mansion. And this is a middle hill now. We see pop open. Profits on it to grab this time. A lead still in Gweave Beans' favor. And obviously this hill could be the one that puts both of these teams, either team, packing in this one. Blame gets the full streaks though. He's gonna invest them to try to open up this hill for his team to jump into. As 40 seconds remaining, this is Sicario family on the brink of being able to win this one with the crews he's gonna call in as well to dispatch the remaining players that are on the map here for the other team. He's gonna slowly call this one around over by Zig to try to take down the player there. They know he's there. They take him down. The hill is looking good. It's looking yellow for the boys of Sicario family. Blame 30 and 16, absolutely standing on top of his head. Aldo 22 and 14. This is the sub. Really surprising in this one, and Sicario family come out swinging, taking the first map, 250 to 233. Nice comeback as well. I felt throughout that map, they were always on that back foot, just until the last two hills of this map did we finally see them. Last three hills of this map, excuse me, did we finally see them looking like they could take this one with a lead at least in their hands. And this is Blame's massive moment with the piece, taking Profit out as well when he tries to dip into cover, just can't find it. Blame, his shots, his bullets were magnets to these players, and Blame takes the MVP of the first map with Sicario going up 1-0 in this series. Man, oh man, what a start for Sicario, and this is the start that they definitely want to see. And like I told you guys, it's going to be important. It was massively important to take the first hardpoint map and dictate sort of a bit of a pace when it comes to the respawns. As we've been seeing, and as I was telling you guys before, the team that takes the first hard point has been historically throughout this series, throughout the playoff, on stream, the team that takes the first hard point ends up taking the series. It hasn't really gone the other way. I'm double check through my stats that I've seen here as well. You know, apart from the situation with Zelix in Final Strike, that seems to be the only blip in the radar when it comes to, yeah. And that's the only one that the blip on the radar. But in that situation, there was a forfeits situation that happened. I'm not going to go there, but ultimately, yeah, it's the first team that takes the first hard point that ends. Our Sicario family looking good. They're up 1-0 right now, and well, we'll see if they're able to continue to look hot as we're getting ready for a search and destroy on Moscow to follow this one. And we'll be back after a short break as we get a host swap coming through as well. And, you know, I just feel like both of these teams, they really laid it out there. I loved what both put on the line, you know, how they sort of both worked and showcased good coordination and team play. Ultimately, it was Sicario that won the war of that map rather than the battles at the beginning. Very Guive Beans positive start that map in the first half of it. But yeah, guys, we'll be cutting to a short break. I'll get you guys the next map in just a moment. and gentlemen, welcome back. We have your gameplay in front of you. This is the S&D that we've gotten ourselves towards right now. And the Sicario family take the first map, and now we're into that S&D on Moscow. It's 2-2 as there's trades back and forth already. Not quite sure who got the first blood, but Solidify, he's looking to maybe catch Craze here, but Craze lying down is in a good angle. Will Craze aggress? He will. Solidify does end up ultimately challenging it. I miss my shots, last alive here for the side of Sicario family, and he will be taken down. Long range, tight shots from Globe to the plat there over by Checkers. And this is that final one right here. Jumpa, the head glitch that he's on, and just catching I miss my shots off guard without any knowledge of him being right there or whereabouts. So far, so good for the side of Weave Beans, the Search and Destroy. They start off chopping down some of that momentum Sicario family got off of winning that first map. Now we're looking at a play coming in from the team on offense with the bomb and Squeeve Beans, and they're going to all push on into A. It's a 3 versus 4, but now the players are starting to back up here. Number 4, Aldo, pushes up here. Look to try to tag something. Find anybody. Solidifies. Shots are tight, and they are going to be able to take down Fantasy. That puts them in a 4 versus 3 situation. He'll catch anybody else. He won't find anybody just yet. I missed my shots. The timing not looking good right now for him. Just missed out on number 7, who's down that hard. Will find Craze on the quick trade, and that still keeps Sicario family healthy and ahead in the lives right now. By holding his angle as well. Might be able to find Jumpa. He tags, but does not take down those players. Either of them. Reposition, readjust, fully find Jumpa, he does, but he will drop right there. The quick trade maybe from Aldo as he aggresses forward into Prophet's face. He drops those bullets off. Peppers the player to death. Top Eskies, and here Solidify with that first blood onto Fantasy. Wonderful work from him. AR looking crisp in this map so far. 3-2. Raze on the other hand going 3-1. A little bit better when it comes to the KD. Take a quick look at the damage so far these rounds, and Bloods is split between the Jumpa and Fantasy finding the first 2 kills unanswered. Players still trying to find any more picks over here by A. Players from Sicario family, they won't find anybody. Solidify does reposition. Rays have information on him. Jumpa, he might have spotted him as well. Solidify, tags, but does not take down. He's hiding. Oh, what a creative kill right there he got, but oh lord, just still trapped up behind that cinder block. He will drop. That's a 2-1 lead. Earned by Weave Beans. I don't even know if I want to call them that anymore, guys. The Weave Beans, like, what the hell? Like, call them Beans, Eve or something. Ray's looking good right now. 4-3. 4-1, sorry. By himself. Outer spot with his AR and find some first blood that first round that they got. Throws out his mate. He will tag. Not take down the player. Oh, Craze hopping around like a jackalope. And Solidify dropping as well. This makes it a 1 versus 4 for I miss my shots to try to work with. Will he take Craze? No, Craze. Crazy chow out of him is able to get the kill. And oh boy, what a flawless round for the side of Guive Beans. They've been loving their plays over at A. The aggression they show, they're full stack. And the trophy, stopping those ordinances from coming and connecting with them on their push on up to Eski. I feel like that was pretty big and crucial there. Praise, even more crucial, grabbing 3 kills on that round. It's going to be 7-1 on a 4 streak. Looking phenomenal. And players on Sicario family still, I miss my shots, Blame and Aldo on 1 kill. Yet to find themselves a second. holding on to those breadsticks. For 6 in fantasy. Up over on the plat. Not going to find anything yet. It's going to be troubled by to the town of A. Praise trying to peek on out. Find Solidify. Drops him as well. Jumpa finding a kill. This is big. Will Craze also take I miss my shots? No, I miss my shots. Will hit his shots and take him down instead. 2 versus 3 instead of a 2 versus 4. A lot better for this side in yellow. I miss my shot. Having to jump a Blame with a quick trade right back. Positioning, sliding. The info is in. He should get pinched up here by number 7. That's Profit with the sub in the face of the AR. Not expecting and not really ready for that. The reactions hard to come out of that AR in time. I miss my shots taking down. Praise. Quite weak there. Just couldn't get the job done on Jumpa. Jumpa take him down. Following that engagement in cam. Praise 8 and 2 kills now for I miss my shots and Blame. Aldo still on that breadstick though. Gonna be another tried and true full stack A hit from Beans. And I would expect there to be a quicker reaction now for the Eskies. Up here is Aldo. Could be behind both of these players. He tags. Did he take anybody down? No, he doesn't find anybody yet. As the last player alive is Solidify and Aldo. His aggression. He was too hesitant and just doesn't commit enough to the kill. He starts shooting when it was too tight of an angle and not as advantageous of a one. He could have slowed it down a bit and he could have made his push and his play at a more opportune time. But Jumpa having an insane round right there with what he was able to do. The athleticism around top Eskies to get all those kills. Wonderful work from him, and he's skyrocketed up to 8 and 2. Him and Craze both doing a wonderful job. The side of Guive Beans seeing themselves up 5-1 here in the S&D, looking to tie up this series at 1 apiece off of this maybe next round or few. But Sicario family, they want to still fight to stay in this search and push to try to be ahead at 2-1. We do see multiple trophies on Guive. That's something we'll continue as the action. Ultimately, Sicario family finding a first blood onto Profit. That's gonna be a kill coming out of Solidify, but we will see Blame drop and Solidify drops as well, right next to each other. Number 4, Aldo, and number 2, and I miss my shots. Last 2 alive for Sicario. Crazy and Fantasy. Big shots and gunfights coming through for both of these players on the side of Sicario family. One of them drops. Miss my shots. Needs to be able to get the kill onto Fantasy. Will the headshots come through in their favor? No. Guive Beans will win this one 6-1. The dagger on the round has been dealt. And that's Fantasy's kill onto Blame in the kill cam. But congrats, Guive Beans. They tie up the series at 1 apiece. Great work out of them. Hard work out of them to keep things level now, going back control. And now control, making this control map a bit of a swing one. That Guive Beans, in my opinion, off of the success we've seen Sicario get in the hard point. Well, both teams actually, they battled, showed a lot of success in the hard point, and that either one could have won it in the end. I feel like this is that map. This map will now be a pretty big of a swing map. Well, advantage in this into that round 4, that map 4, that we are guaranteed, folks. We're guaranteed the extension to the Garrison hardpoint as the map 4 in this best of 5. Now, questions remains who ends up taking it ultimately, and question as well that could still be answered next 2 maps is the map number 5. Got a few things to still cover. We got to still figure out who ultimately will win. But do know already is that both of these teams have the ability to win maps off of each. Got an S&D win, very convincing for Guive Bean, and we had a very close, but in Sicario family's favor ultimately in the end, hard point they were able to take down. Now going into this, it's going to be interesting. It's a mode that offers a bit of both game types. Search has an aspects of, it has aspects of hardpoint that have been melded together. So right now, in my opinion, I'm thinking teams with their prowess and then strong search abilities and skills. You add that together with their ability to be hard in the respawn in that and give a strong run for them. Sicario family even lead that map for most of it as well, more than half of that first map lead. So I would bank on Guive Beans or favorited team coming into this goal to be able to win that when they have momentum and they better out find the skill. And with Sicario family, you know, going into this control on raid, they've won controls on raid instantly in the past. But they don't have momentum right now in the and they came off of a very rough loss in that certain way, dominant going out of Guive Bean. And then on top of that, they do have skill in hardpoint combination. I don't know. Ultimately, I feel like it's a toss-up either. I give an edge to based off of what I've seen so far. That probably I would expect them to have a bit of. But when we get into the map, get into the lobby, of the action for you guys, and just gotta cut to a break, folks. When we get back, we'll have the action. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We're in for another raid, and this time it's raid control with Guive Beans on the left, starting off on the attacking side, and Sicario family on the right, starting off on the defensive side. Number 5 in Blame, all left alone inside a Tiki. Will find one, not finding the next one though. Aldo finding a big kill right there. Will he find Jumpa as well? The nade should be able to finish off that player. It will only tag. It won't be able to take them down. Blame, will you get the kill onto Jumpa? You will, and that's going to be a cleared up B, but that's but you've lost so much already. 2 ticks of progress handed over. And now over at A, we see a tick of progress already put on through. Will we see another tick of progress as the stacking is coming through? And number 2, we will see Aldo has to jump there and get in and contest. He does, just on the edge of it. They need to make sure to kill off all of that strike right there, all of that tick. They didn't do it the first time and nearly got punished as A is taken off the board. We see 2 minutes on the clock to work with for Guive Beans. A life lead in Sicario family's favor, but they're going to have to hold for quite some time here at 1B point with 1 tick of progress in a volatile situation where the life lead is thin as well with only 2 in their favor. Aldo going to make it 4 in their favor now as he finds that kill on the player just below. He's now going to play the Kleenex roll underneath the mansion. Blame going to get up and close and personal here around the sort of circular ring by the spawn here. Aldo now sees multiple players in front of him. He's gonna flash up 1. Will he take down 2? He does. Will he drop to the next one? Jumpa finds the kill with his AR, his Krig. And that's gonna be a good play right there to take that one powerful player off the board in that area on the map. 11 right now in terms of lives for the side of Guive Bean to work with. Make that 9 to 16. This is a really commanding life lead that we're seeing Sicario family muster together here, where things were looking dire in the first opening round here in favor of Guive Beans. Now things turn around in Sicario family. They're the ones in the driver's seat. Big kills come through. I miss my shots causes chaos over in the middle at Zig. And that led to a team kill coming through. Blame needs to find the kill. Oh my lord, rocks the head of Jumpa off of his body with that punch, with that melee. Solidify shooting Craze in the back when he was going to open steps. Jumpa, will you drop to Solidify as well? No, you won't. But you are the last man standing for your team on this offensive round. That looked so good at one point, but now looks so bad for you. You're gonna find 1. Will you find 2? No, sir, you will not. Sicario family secures that round. Massive work from them. Come back when the going was getting tough for them at the beginning. They get things together, and nice shots right there from Solidify to clean up that player that he got weak with the wall bang up top bedroom. An offensive round stopped by the defensive Sicario family. Now they themselves have to work from the offensive side for this second round of this control. I'm going to take a quick look once again at the trophies just to make sure teams are following the rules here. Guive Bean still on 4 trophies. Going to keep my eye to see if they are using them. As we see, Craze has used his. I'll keep an eye and see if any other player decides to use their trophies and if they keep one player off of using them. Flame alive, gonna find 1 on Jumpa. Staying alive, looking to try to find another player. Won't be able to find anybody just yet. He's the lone player over at A, keeping people occupied. Number 6, though, open steps Aldo. Will you challenge Jumpa? You will. Will be tagged up heavily. And then number 1's going to press on into you, but Craze, he will drop. Aldo, Blame on the other side, finding 2 big ones. The Glocky from the Pog, he's good to clean up the second, and now he can get onto the hill. Flame, alive and kicking over by this point. Finally drops number 8, Solidify, looking to take a few players down with him as he's trying to find 1. Oh, crafty work out of him to find the player with that Glocky from his Pocky, the pistol. Diamati. Aldo taking down 1. That opens up the A point for the players to jump on and finish the solidifying that section of the map as theirs. Number 7, miss my shots, backs off from holding his angle. Number 1, though, Craze pushing up into the spawns here. He's going to cause any players that drop on this push around from the back of kitchen, back of laundry. He's going to catch any of those guys and force them to spawn out driveway is what he was trying to do. Fortunately, doesn't ultimately get that to happen, but the players in the back getting cut down by Jumpa makes them feel oh so good. for the side of Guive Beans as they're holding on. Their defense is looking strong. My shots gets a big kill onto Craze out open steps. Are they going to fight for this kitchen control? Try to get some. They will not, as we continue to see the side of Guive Beans fighting tooth and nail to try to get stuff done here. They're keeping the side of Sicario family at bay. Jumpa on 15-11, 13-11 for Craze. Doing so well. 5 in a row for Jumpa. We're going to continue to hold on to his perspective. A nade comes to the kitchen and to money. It's only going to burn some of that money. It's not going to tag up and take Jumpa down. Teammates in the middle are going to do some damage. He's going to take down and miss my shots. He jumps onto the hill. It's an 8-7. Make that 8-6. That's 7 in a row for Jumpa. That's a streak. The artillery in his hands. Aldo will drop as well. Sicario family 5-4. No respawns for them. Every single kill matters and counts for them massively as they look to force themselves onto this hill. Will they find the kills? Number 8 finding a big one. Solidified, dropping to Jumpa. That gets Jumpa his full kill streak here. The players on the hill are going to continue to hold that time. No trades going in favor of Sicario as Jumpa staying alive. He will end that round on 10 kills in a row. The man is absolutely magical. Blame the lone wolf over by this point, getting things done. Taking all of these players out. Long range, short range, medium range. You give it to him. Jumpa 21-11. Standing out massively on the Guive Bean side. The Sicario family, different sort of situation. They're all sort of more well-rounded when it comes to their KDs at this time. Profit, the second player to use trophies for the side of Guive Beans. Gonna keep my eye on that one for competitive integrity, obviously, folks. That's what I've been told. I missed my shots. Gonna try to aid his teammates over by A as they look to stop these players in pink from taking that point. Blame. This is his area. Blame loves to play this ring, and he will ultimately drop to Craze. Fantasy will also get into the picture and get into this point. The pink players will be able to secure A and get another minute added onto the clock. That's 2 minutes to work with to try to secure B. They were given that amount of time to even get 1 tick of progress, let alone 3 over at B, and couldn't do it their first offensive round. But they do see themselves with a decent life lead at the moment, but it's slowly evaporating before their eyes. Miss my shots. Gonna tag up and take down Fantasy here on a trade around that favors the side in yellow. The boys in pink backing off here. They come off the spawn, but they slowly now approach into Zig. Being very cautious. Craze attacking the middle of this map from pillars. Like my pal Pads from the EU scene, whenever he goes mid, he likes to play pillars. That's what he likes to tell us. As he plays through pillars, and he's able to get all the way into kitchen before getting taken down. Fantasy drops to I Miss My Shots, who's been looking quite good in this third round of the control. Solidified 26-19 has been turning up heavily throughout these respawns. Solidify has been looking very solid, like his name would suggest. Pun definitely intended, folks, but obviously extremely cringe. Aldo dropping a Jumpa here, as Jumpa's been on one with his AR. Looking to pace himself past 30 to end this third round and maybe even work towards, I don't know, 40, as he still has streaks in his hand as well to work with. Solidify on 28 himself. 4 in a row as well. Working towards some streaks potentially on the horizon as his team now sees themselves in a dominant life lead. Blame pushing up into the bottom here of this mansion will drop to number 2 in Jumpa. Jumpa 1 more kill away from 30 to end this round. Will he be able to get it? He drops to Solidify. That should be that last opportunity for the 30 for him. And that's it. No more spawns. That's going to be how that round ends. Sicario family slay out heavily on their defenses. Both of their defenses so far. Both teams looking solid on defense. Which team will be able to take away an offense? That's my question. Will we see the offense coming through now in this next round for the side of Sicario? Will we see them secure it and earn themselves the first map, the third map, and second map for them in this series? Or will we see Guive Beans take this round here on the defense and push us to a round 5 in this control map number 3 of this best of 5, where it's all leveled up here at one piece. Jump shots will tag, not take down. More shots through the wall as Blame just keeps himself prone. Looks to find one. He does take down Craze. That's a nice little response to Craze's shots and kills beforehand. Blame's teammate will drop coming out of Art, but his other teammate will be there for a nice trade. Profit just looming over the middle of that map, playing it very well. Jumpa dropping, Solidify coming out of open steps, and now him playing top mansion. Gonna be a problematic little pinch developing here, as we're seeing Guive Beans taking down multiple players. But oh, a trade coming around in Sicario's favor. I missed my shots, hitting those ones. Jump a big 2-piece. This puts a point in an open hand and open area, but right now Sicario family, they just can't get things to really go their way. They're struggling too hard, and even getting across this invisible line of scrimmage that Guive Beans have been holding up in front of A and in front of the middle of the map. His Fantasy's pistol shots are gonna be good. Oh my lord, he gets down 2 players, devours them with little effort, really. Apart from just the popping up of his head off of behind of that rock. 2-2 is your scoreline. We're going to the round 11. Or no, we're going to round number 5 in this control. And this is that moment. Fantasy. Oh lord, that's a little. I think if this was CDL action right now, the chat would be spamming Snake with the way he was playing that heady. But he gets the job done. Jumpa past 30 kills as well. Him and Solidify both 32 kills to their names. Sicario family outslaying their opponents here, though that's not what matters most here. It's got to be the ticks that determine who gets the offense versus defense. And the pinch that Craze has got here, it's very Jafud-esque from what we've seen in the past on this map and control. And Guive Beans will be able to clear out and clear off Sicario family. Jumpa still with streaks in his pocket. Will he invest any of them here? He won't need to, as Craze grabs himself multiple before dropping. They will just ping pong the players back and forth. The streaks are invested here. Jumpa in the middle of the map. Will he be able to take down Solidify? Solidify does take him. Jumpa finding a 3-piece. Solidify nearly finding the second right there as they're coming off a spawn. Profit will meet one with the bat to the face. The quick shot punch is good for one. Blame will be able to take him down. Time, 40 seconds to work with for Sicario family. They have 1 tick of progress at A. That is it. That is all that they've been able to muster so far. Solidify trying to maybe get something done over at B, and oh, he definitely did not mean to punch the air in that one. That's not a celebration moment. Blame trying to take down Profit, finds him. He's going to be pinched up around that A point. His teammates are coming off a spawn, trying to get something to go their way over by A as well. Fantasy, will you drop or will you stay alive? He will retreat into the middle courtyard. Miss my shots, needs to slide on into the hill to stop the clock. Shots will tag, not take down. Jumpa coming from the left side of the pool house, not the pool house, from Laundry. This is massive. This is Guive Beans looking like they have this one. And big stuff out of them. Take this one. 40 plus kills for Jumpa, make it 42 kills now after those two come through. Number 8 on the point is going to get off of it, stop the clock, or start the clock once again, and that's 3-2. Weave Beans take the map and put themselves up in a 2-to-1 situation, and in a situation where they're looking to stun and stop and to shut down my statistics and be the first team, arguably the first to win a series after losing the first map here or in the playoffs. So congratulations on them taking this one. This is back-to-back maps in their favor. They got a respawn in their pocket. They have a search and destroy in their pocket. Now, can they take down that hard point? The first hard point they had on raid, it didn't go their way. It looked so good for them. And they had the lead for almost the entirety of the map, all the way until the last 3 hills, where we saw things turn around in favor of Sicario family, and they were able to ice up and clutch up and take that win on the first map to see themselves still alive in this one. As we go into the 4th map of this series, it's going to be a hard point on Garrison on the horizon for the next map, but I do want to make some comments here about what we've witnessed thus far. So across that hard point and across the control, the teams do a really good job in terms of being able to break, execute in terms of breaking onto a point that is well held by another team. Saw that in the first hard point, be it similar fashion, the points have in control the hills, control that trying to get to the A and the B. But both teams here have so far just shown that they are really good at defending zone that they have that they off of. Now, that in mind, and we're moving into Garrison that, you know, we have a that it's extremely one-sided success from. As soon as you grab spawns of that hill and your team have numbers back there well prepped and well prepared, you know, it's really good and lock that in and lock those down. Same, you know, in a way can be said of maybe you arguably P5 you have that, and so I would expect the perspective and juice colored alts side of Beans, if however play with strategy in mind, there is much to really rotate and to prioritize on the map. Sorry, in the hard point Garrison. Sorry, pardon guys on kind of messing up my words here. This is just a warm-up, guys. This is the first match of 4 we'll have on stream tonight, today, and obviously I'm trying to up and keep there, but be on for the next map in just folks. But I have to cut to a short break. Back, we have more action. gentlemen, welcome back. We're in here for your map number 4 in this series. This is the losers bracket semifinals. Loser of this series does get knocked out of the GEC playoffs, and the winner stays alive to live for another series and make their way to that losers bracket finals, finishing at minimum top 3. Aldo gonna get himself a 2-piece right in the middle of the map while securing this point for the side of Sicario family to secure some time off of. This is 20 seconds remaining on this one. Crap time, so to speak, for some. Was Cleve Beans. They're gonna prioritize to have a player top green and start working their way to lock in and lock up that P2 hill. As number 7, big moment in map spot for Fantasy to really play a big part in trying to take control, help his team take control of the middle of the map and stuff. The spawns are going to be slightly flipped around here. I missed my shot, looking to catch some of these players off of their spawns. The nade should come out and maybe take both of them down. It's perfect! Oh my lord! I saw it flashing right in front of us, and he gets it to go. What an IQ play out of him, tagging them up, throwing that nade, so knowing they would hop up and over and blow up right next to him. That was big. And Sicario family, they're able to grab about 30 seconds maybe plus of time off the hill off of that massive 2-piece, and the third player dropping as well later on by another one of his teammates, moving on into the position middle. Now number 5 though, looking to catch multiple players. Solidify does end up getting the better of him, catching some revenge for his teammates fall down by that one. Now Solidify going to be the furthest pushed up player. Will he look to sort of set himself up over by that flatbed? I'm not quite sure, but Craze looks like he's going to be the one playing that flatbed truck. Number 4 though, Blame getting all up into tools, and his teammates are going to get up and behind this point, and that's going to be spawns that have been flipped around in Sicario's favor. They're finding themselves with all sorts of fortune across these last couple of hills here, as they've been flipping out the opponents' Queeve Beans that have been looking good on these rotations. Fantasy dropping to Aldo as well. Aldo having a massive start to this map, 9 and 4. Quick look at the trophies and whatnot. We are going to be seeing once again Queeve Beans not putting out a 4th, putting a player on an assault pack. And we do have proof of obviously Profit and Craze already using theirs. I'll keep taking a look at that one as this one continues to go on. Profit staying alive in the middle of the map here, trying to play his life. He's going to have that pistol out as well, not going to find anything with it. As now I miss my shots is going to be moving to watch that floating tank long and hold off anybody that comes top green. They're going to want to send somebody up there, but nobody is going to be climbing their way up there just yet. Maybe Aldo hops on up himself, as he's going to look to do so. He hops on in. Will he be able to find anybody? Spots Jumpa, takes him down. Stops another, and he's on streaks right now. He grabbed himself the artillery boats. That's an artillery to work with for Sicario family. A streak that would be good for maybe a P5 when it comes to locking a team off of that one. Opening up this hill as well, because there is openings in the top roofing of this building for the streak to fall through. It's also good for P3 investment as well, P2 as well. Multiple hills are good for that streak on this map, apart from, I would probably say, P1. But now Aldo playing with his teammate over by bricks. They're trying to maybe get inside and kill off this one player, trying to stay alive. Oh, Jumpa gets the best and absolutely thumpas the player that aggressed him. Solidifies 2-piece with the submachine gun in hand, playing on the hill. That is quite interesting to see that player playing this way with that gun. Oh my lord, nearly beams off Fantasy. Fantasy will drop to Aldo. Aldo staying alive, looking for a player, playing inside of bricks as well, ends up locating that player. Aldo looking to still play for more, as he maybe drops Fantasy. No, I maybe spoke a little too soon in that moment, as Fantasy stays alive, beaming at long range through the middle of the map, takes down one over by the tanks. And that's 130 to 53. This is a much different looking hard point than what we saw in the first one on this series. We saw raid hard point the start and nearly to the finish. Beans' team had so much success and we're leading throughout. But now Sicario family, they're sort of having a different look on the script. They themselves are the ones finding a lot of early success on the map. And it's been the way that they've been breaking these hills as a team. They've been a real foil for the side of Beans. Ray's getting tagged but not taken down. He's going to continue to get tagged by Solidify. Solidify's chasing the player, ends up taking him down by the ankles as he hopped up. Profit finding a sharp angled kill onto him, as it looks like Beans, once again, they're going to be working from a rough side on the right, coming off of P1. Going into P2, though, will they be able to push a player and even prioritize on the rotation here? It's going to be Jumpa now in a big gunfight against Solidify, winning it. He's going to have the AR to work with the takedown Aldo, but he will drop from behind. Coming out of green was Blame, shooting the player, dagger into the back. Deceptive and deceitful. Blame 13 and 10, doing well there. Let's look at who is at top of these powerful teams here. The leaderboards, we got 22 and 11 for Aldo. We talked about such a hot start for him. He's continuing to look hot throughout. Missed my shots, missed a few right there, but just ultimately takes down Profit. My shot taking down Craze as he hops up as well. Right behind him and is another player. Fantasy does get the better of him in that instance. Fantasy shots. They're going to tag up Blame at long range underneath. He's going to use the pistol to try to find the kill. Blame still finds him. Staying alive. Blame, will he find Craze? No, he won't. Craze will be able to devour the remaining scraps, but over 200 points is Sicario family. They are looking like they're going to send us to a map number 5, folks. We will see the light of another tunnel here. We will go to that raid, search and destroy. If Sicario family can confirm things here, they have Solidify tucked into tools. They're trying to make some sort of assault and blitz into this hill. They're keeping Beans pinned back cautiously in their spawn. Blame getting traded around here. Missed my shots on flatbed, looking to take down players. You'll only tag Profit, but not take him down. Looks like 30 seconds remaining. Should be able to get Beans across this 100-point mark, but there's still, they need to successfully get a strong amount of points, a heavy amount of points off of the remaining hills here to still play out. They need to keep, they have a tall task of keeping these players of Sicario family at bay here. If Sicario family can find themselves some more points maybe on this next hill, they could even win here. Profit taken down by some sharp angled shots from Blame. Blame continuing to play this hill well. Gets stuck though with that predictive nade tossed out by Craze. Solidify sucking up some time here. But tucks himself in between the dumpsters. He will be slid out on and taken down. Fantasy playing top caution here, trying to find the player that's playing below him. He does take down Aldo. The time, though, getting soaked up a little bit by the team in yellow. Sicario see themselves at nearly 225 points. Missed my shots, rotated towards P1 as well. Looking to play to take down some players. Top Cat, he finds one. Will he find the one behind him? No, another teammate takes him down instead. And there you go, Blame's two-piece right there will clean up the last player on that hill. And that is 10 seconds to be gobbled up. And that's going to see them past 230, maybe past 235. No, it will be just 232 going into this P5. Blame top green, maybe looking to find one. That player that he was looking for ends up taking him down instead. The spawns are good for tanks if that is what Sicario family wants, but we've been on this hill looking to keep holding it. Jumpa staying on it as well. Some streaks have been invested as well. I think those are streaks that were in the hand of one of the Sicario players. Not quite sure. Aldo, I believe it was Aldo that did use the streaks there in that moment. As Aldo, he's on 28 and 20. Looking pretty good in that moment in this instance. Solidifies pistols. Shots have been clean throughout the day, throughout the evening. But Beans, they hold on. They have made it to 132 points. 100-point difference between the two. scraps nearly going the way of Sicario family. Solidify, he will just tuck himself into this corner to devour the remaining scraps there. 240 points tucked up and sucked up by Sicario family thus far on the map. 10 points away from closing out this map and sending us to that map 5, the Search and Destroy on Raid. But this P1 on this third rotation of hills, it is pink. It is Guive Beans who are taking the time. 30 kills already secured for Aldo as well. On the side of Guive Beans, a few players have obviously started to try and turn up a bit more. Fantasy and Jumpa, I'm looking at them. And even Craze, actually. Fantasy, Craze, and Jumpa all looking a little better. But Sicario family, they are looking the best on that map. 250 to 157 is your finishing scoreline on that one. Holy smokes. What a map right there. And Aldo looking so good on it as well. Phenomenal work put in by Sicario family to take it. We now have ourselves a map 5 that has been pushed to in this series. That is absolutely insane. I need to quickly do a few things, folks. We'll cut to a short break. We're just about to get into that map 5. The players are itching for it, but I'll be right back in just a moment to get that one underway for you folks. and gentlemen, welcome back. We have the S&D final map. This is map 5 of the best of 5 in the losers bracket semifinals. One of these teams goes home here and finishes off in 4th place of the GEC League, and the winner of this one will stay afloat, will be guaranteed top 3, and will have to fight against the loser, dropping from the winners bracket finals match. Following this one, they have to play the loser of Final Strike versus Flawless. Now, all left alone is going to be Gweebbeans' Prophet in the 1 versus 4. He's going to have to make something crazy. You have to pull some sort of rabbit out of his hat here, but Sicario family won't let him do so. They will cut him down and make things a 1-0 score. Start this search and destroy. They keep the momentum coming in their favor, coming off of that last map win. The Garrison hardpoint 250 to 157. And we see the first sort of log thrown onto the fire here by Sicario family. Flame looking good, getting himself 2 kills to start this one. Aldo, middle of the map, not going to find anybody just yet. Flame, though, looking to play from his famous spot up here. Will he take down the one hopping in the window? He does. Craze making some crazy play. A lot of aggression to go up top. Top laundry here. Player just below. Flame as well. Will he take down Profits? No. Yes. Profit will drop to I missed my shot. Number 6, though, staying alive is Jumpa inside the ring. Will be able to knock down 2, giving them the left and the right in the ring. Little boxing or UFC reference right there. Number 7 drops as well, though, in the side shots from Blame. That's a 2-0 start to the search. Sicario family securing the first 2 rounds, but Jumpa doing some absolutely dirty things right here, just dusting up mans that are coming in through that middle. Some of those players on the side of Sicario family dropping in that round, looking like pads. When I play raid search, I like to go pillars. Looks like it's going to be an aggressive defensive push on out into the middle of the map. And Profits does drop Blame, though. That's a big first blood coming in for the side of Gweebbeans. First blood in their favor throughout the first 2 rounds of this search. Aldo's nade, or not nade, flash will only semi-flash as Craze is able to take down Aldo. This is a 2 versus 2 now, working into. It was a 4 versus 3, turned into a 3 versus 3, turned into a 3 versus 2, making that now a 2 off of the trades. Miss my shots, holding this angle. Craze is going to take him down. Will I miss my shots be able to take him down? No, it's 2-on-1 in that moment, and he ultimately drops. Now, Gweebbeans on the board in the search and destroy. This is a big moment for them. Will it turn tides heavily in their favor, or will Sicario family be able to bounce back in the next round to retake the momentum? Flame 4-1. 4-1 for I miss my shots. Wonderful start for them. Donuts, though, in Aldo and Fantasy's hands so far. It's been 3 versus 3 so far because of this. Aldo maybe find somebody mid-map. Does not find anybody just yet. He does tag up something over on the other side of things, as it looks like it looks like the players are following things with salt packs and pockets. Jumpa, though, one of the last 2 remaining players, he's getting strangled and pushed away from Mansion side, and that's where the bomb is down as well. If Sicario family has the knowledge of it, they can just look to protect it. I miss my shots, though, looking to try and read the player over here behind Laundry, and that player drops to solidify. Big gunfight in the middle. The map is won by the Sicario member, and that is a 3-1 lead now Sicario sees themselves in. This is the man playing the middle. I believe that was Aldo, who also cleaned up the last player in the middle of the map by pillars. Aldo, it looks like, I'm not quite sure if it was him or not, but he has gotten rid of his donut. So far, the player still with the donut in hand is going to be Fantasy. team. It looks like it's going to be a 3-man stack up to play over by A, and they're going to read this one semi-accurately here as it's a quick trade of kills, trade of lives. Number 5 in Craze gets 2 big kills over by Ring. That's the bomb down as well. Last player alive is Solidify, and he has a pistol out to work with. Doesn't take the time to reload just yet. Now he does reload. Spots the head of Jumpa, just tags the player up though. The pistol, will it take Craze down? No, Craze just on one in that round. He grabbed 2, gave him a 3rd one as well right there that he was able to enjoy. And this is the 2 piece he got at the start here. That's Blame, and then that's Aldo dropping 2 subs, being taken down by the 1 sub in him, in his hands. That's a big moment. Craze, your player that topped the charts and led the line of Guive Beans to win the first Search and Destroy in this series, 6-1 on Moscow. Now trying to do something phenomenal and be a big difference maker and big factor for his team in this Search and Destroy on Raid. Solidify though. Back up, tag with his AR. He throws out that nade. Will it clip up and clean up a player? It doesn't yet. His shots are going to be shakier than Fantasies, as Fantasy will find the kill. Fantasy looking to hold angle here, though. I missed my shots. Gets some tags, but he turns his back on him. You don't turn your back on your enemy like that. That is how you drop. Big kill from Blame, but he drops in a player right behind him coming around. As that is a 3-3 tied up scoreboard here in this D, and this is Fantasy just outplaying. I missed my shots. Who just gave no hesitation, turn his back, as Fantasy just wanted to just chow anybody that came over by poolside. He was the lifeguard of that pool, and he was saying nobody's allowed to come in just yet unless I allow you to. He wasn't having any of it. Fantasy push on out. No AR for him to have in his hands right now. He's going to be rocking the sub really deep into art here, looking to find someone. Pushes up into Blame, but Blame does find the kill. He's now going to retreat to regain some health here, regen some health. Number 2, and I missed my shots. Solidifies 2 big kills though are massive and putting things into a perspective that looks so good for Sicario family. It was a 4 versus 1, make it a 3 versus 1 now. Jumpa, last player remaining inside of money, trying to make money, but if he's gonna want to make money, he's gonna have to stay alive and help his team win this Search and Destroy. But 4-3, a lead right now for Sicario family once again in the search, off of Solidify's massive moments right here. Waiting in the water, uses that Krig to full effect to take down 2 coming through open steps right there. Predicting the play really nicely right there. Blame 8-3, top the team leaderboard, but right next to him is Solidify, especially off of his last play right there. Very heroic. Some heroes don't wear capes. They just use a scuff or something, and their name Solidify. Speaking of Solidify, over with him, he gets a nade over here that tagged him up. Raise the bomb carrier. Be playing up into open steps. Aldo, do you know that Craze is right behind you? He does not, and he says peekaboo like the boogeyman. Solidify holding this angle though. If he can read for anybody playing Mansion, it looks like he's not going to find anybody. Blame, last player over here by the site. He does take down the bomb planter, but not until after the bomb has been planted. Now a 2 versus 3 take needs to come through, and Blame biding his some time. Solidify should take the time to now reload his gun. Not quite sure if he will, but he gets heard walking up those steps into art. Flame will drop as well from long range, and Guive Beans staying alive here in this Search and Destroy, bringing things to a 4-4. And folks, I don't know if you guys can smell what I'm smelling, but I'm smelling myself a map number 11 on the horizon. Something is smelling ripe with this matchup, ripe with this map. I love me some raid search and destroy. Those of you that have seen me cast time and time again throughout different leagues and whatnot, you've definitely have heard this is my favorite map mode combination for search and destroy of all time. Profit dropping to Solidify. Big moment right there. Solidify making magic happen for his team, putting his team in such advantageous positions from round to round. Gonna do so once again. Solidify trying to take down Jumpa at long range. Won't be able to take him. Miss my shots. Probably has some info on a player in art. Aldo will be able to take him down. Jumpa tagged up heavily. Will he drop as well? He does. I missed my shot. Catches him sliding away. Number 7 Fantasy last alive. He tucks tail. He drops to the ground. His belly on the floor. He picks himself up. Takes down Blame and Aldo. But Sicario family will have a player ready to take him down in Courtyard. 5-4 is the scoreline in this search. But massive moment. Fantasy nearly making a fantasy come to life here in this round number 9, but he does falter into court and he drops in the 2 versus 1 situation. Sicario family 1 round away from clutching things up, coming back in the series from being down 2-1, going into that hard point. Just moments away from also seeing themselves through onto that losers bracket finals. Big fights for Blame to deal with inside of the ring, but there you go. Miss my shots, gets a nice trade. That makes things 3 versus 3. Coming from the middle is Aldo. Solidify getting a nice angled shot to kill off to the side. My shots are gonna hit their target. They will not miss, and that puts number 7 Fantasy. He was the last alive in the round before, having to make a 1 versus 4 happen. Now has to make a 1 versus 3. It's a more doable scenario for him. Gonna take a quick gander once again at usage of these equipments. No streaks for anybody either. 4 in a row for I Miss My Shots right now. Having a massive round. Fantasy taking the time, but needs to pick up that bomb and then ultimately get it planted. Aldo with the right timing will get the dagger to drop into the hearts of Guive Beans and their fans. That is big. Sicario family move on in the lower bracket to that lower bracket finals. And we say goodnight to the princes of Guive Beans. I Miss My Shots. Massive, massive final map right there. Holy moly. That is how the world ends. Not with a whimper, but with a bang right there in that search and destroy round number 10. Massive. Sicario family, congratulations on moving on to that losers bracket finals. But Guive Beans, we gotta give you guys a massive amount of props and respect for what you've been able to do thus far in the playoffs. And even in today's match here against Sicario family, it went the distance. It went to 5 maps. It went to a 10th round in the S&D as well. Ultimately, the boys just couldn't get the job done. Massive GGs. We appreciate it having you here in the GEC League for this season. And we hope to see you guys come by again at some point down the line. And I hope myself as a commentator that I get to see and commentate over you guys playing in future matches into the next Call of Duty as well. I would be excited to see how you guys perform there and how you guys improve COD to COD here, the off season and whatnot. But see you guys around at some point. But Sicario family, you guys book your ticket to that match number 3 on the day. It's going to be the 7:30 p.m. approximately starting time match right there. We are a bit behind though, getting into the second match of this day, as we got to get through 4. We've gotten through 1. Have Final Strike versus Flawless coming up next. And oh man, what a day already. Just to start, we see a 5 map series go the distance way to a degree, going 10 not 11. And massive props and love to everybody involved in the match, both players on both of the sides, and obviously their whatever managers or coaches or whatever, their subs that did play, that cheer, fans, friends that tune. Massive love to everybody there. but we will be cutting to turn things off on the stream and end the stream for this map, not for the map, for the match, and we'll be right back. I'll get it restarted and reshaped up for Final Strike versus Flawless, folks. So thank you guys for tuning in. Awesome. It's been a pleasure, guys. The commentary on the map, not the first map, but the matchup here. But ultimately, guys, once again, Mario takes it in 5. That picture, bigger picture right here for you folks. The maps, the modes, won them. And it's been awesome, guys. I'll see you guys around.